Welcome to this collection review. Today on Parade I'm going to have a look through my 28mm Franco-Allied collection for 1813 insofar as it's progressed. It has stalled a little bit over the last, 3 or 4 months I think, as I've been doing other projects and just generally life comes before hobby a lot of the time. This is the first time I've had what I have completed all out en masse to have a look at, and it's sort of quite pleasing exercise to do this occasionally, to then spur you on to the next bit of the project. And it's certainly already, looking at it on the table, encouraged me to think, oh, actually I'll crack on with that next bit of the project. I've got this regiment that I should work on, I've got these bits to finish, and so on and so forth. Now you can see here that I have my Italian Infantry Brigade on this side. So you've got the 3 battalions of the 7th Line Regiment there, with Colonel Rossi at the front, leading his troops forwards. And I finally completed the full skirmish line, so it's two stands or 2 bases per battalion. And then to complete the brigade at the far end there, you've got the Milan Guard Battalion just hiding out behind that hedgerow. And they've got a single base of skirmishers in front of them. And then in front of the hedge you've got a half battery of Italian foot artillery, and then you've got the brigade commander, General Moroni, there with an aide or 2 to back him up. Each of the line battalions in the 7th have got a casualty marker as well, which you should be able to see there. There's each of the casualty markers. There's Colonel Rossi again. And then that makes up the whole brigade. The artillery is not necessarily part of the brigade, but it's the only Italian artillery that I've finished so far. Then behind the Italians, we've got the light cavalry that I've started doing. Got the brigade command stand there that's made from a couple of spare peri-plastic figures. You've got the single squadron, 3 bases of hussars just behind there on the road. And then here you've got 3 different single squadrons. There are 2 different chasseur regiments with orange facings, each of which are going to get an extra 2 figures. And then you've got this chasseur regiment here with red facings, which is also going to get another well, actually it's going to get 4 figures in addition, because it's a double squadron, that one, whereas the others will be representing single squadrons. And then you've got a single mounted figure here to represent a regimental commander, and given that the red-faced chasseur regiment is the largest in that brigade, I chose to give him similar facings. I deliberately haven't gone through which specific regiments they're drawn from, because that'll just extend the video by quite a lot if I do that. Then in terms of the command, you've got here the different command bases that I've done. So at the back, actually, with the aide jumping onto the leopard skin print horse, that is going to be the brigade commander for my French battalions once I finally start painting those. I have got 4 line and 2 light battalions primed and ready to go, but it's just finding the time to get them done, because it's not a quick process. You've got a staff base behind it there, so that this 3-figure command base at the front can either represent a division commander, because I do mine as 1 mounted figure is regimental level, 2 is brigade, 3 is division. But he's painted up there, as you can see, with the red sash and everything, to nominally be able to represent Marshal Bertrand. So the General Bertrand, the head of 4th Corps, which these Italians and French troops are going to be drawn from in terms of their place inside the 1813 campaign. So the 3-figure base by itself will be a division commander when needed, and if I ever had a game large enough or any reason to field the corps commander, then I would just add the staff base from behind to indicate that this is in fact the corps commander. Then moving along the line, we've got a battery of French foot artillery here with 2 6-pounders, Behind them, the base that I did for fun that has no real necessary game ramification or anything like that. The hangers-on, the hired help for moving the guns around. Just makes a nice little diorama piece to put on the table. And then here at the end, you've got the single squadron of the 13th Cuirassier, the 5th squadron of the 13th Cuirassier, all very nice metal figures. And then the test figures I did for my French infantry some time ago now, these 2 bases of French skirmishers that at some point will be joined by quite a lot more in the same colour schemes when I can find time to fit those into the rotation. So that's the collection as it stands so far. And as I say, it's quite pleasing to see them all laid out like this. And certainly having forced myself to finish off the odds and ends, like the odd skirmish base of the battalions, it's satisfying to have, for example, this whole brigade completed. And the next thing I probably have to move on to is going to either be some French infantry, or I really should finish the Light Cavalry Brigade behind. But you know, that's a luxury to have decisions as to what I might want to paint next. So there we go, let's go along the line. It's the Milan Guard Battalion, the Italian Artillery, the Brigade Commander, the different battalions of the 7th Line Infantry, the Division or Corps Command, the Orphaned Brigade Commander at the moment, the Staff Base, the Artillery and Cuirassier on the end there with some skirmishers, and then behind the Light Cavalry. And that's it. I hope you've enjoyed having a quick look at this sort of armies on parade style look at the Franco-Allied collection. I'm not necessarily going to do the same for the Prussians because that collection hasn't advanced all that far, and there's already a video on the channel showing the Landwehr that have been finished for the Prussian collection. But once I progress that project on a little bit further, I probably will do a similar review. In the meantime, happy hobbying, and I hope to see you again in a future video.